Well, hello, Jack. Here we are at Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. I just wanted to update you on where we're at with your lantern. I know we've been waiting for the engraver to do his part, and I just want to share with you why it's important on your lantern and the next 40 lanterns that the engraver is part of this project. The first 10 lanterns I did were kind of, each one was an experimental lantern coming to the point where I knew how I wanted to build them. My vision is, altogether I want to build 50 of these tribute lanterns. And the reason I want 50 is that further down the road, these will also become collectible. And I want collectors to identify the fact that 50 of these came from the Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. Each one is going to have a serial number assigned to it. And yours is critical because yours, number 11, will be the first one of the final version. The previous lanterns that I built all had a little bit of identification. I don't know if this will show up on the video. I had some custom knobs made that say Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. But on your lantern, number 11, and the remaining 50 lanterns, there's going to be much more pronounced badging of the lantern, so they'll be more identifiable. What I'm doing, the engraver is going to make the blanks for me so I can make collars, glow breast collars. The original Coleman lantern, this is the engraving for the original. I hope you can see this okay. It says the Coleman Arc Lantern, Coleman Lamp Company, Wichita, Kansas. What I'm having my engraver do is make up the collars that will say 316T Arc Lantern, Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. The font and the lettering will be the exact same style as on the original Coleman lanterns. Now the thing is, I obviously don't want to make a forgery, but I want to keep our lanterns to be as close to the original heritage as possible. Something that collectors will be able to look at and identify and say, yeah, that's really good. So my engraver sent me some proofs in the email. He hasn't cut any yet. I told him go ahead, cut them, and I'm hoping I'm going to have these Monday or Tuesday so I can get yours all finished up. And this is what I have to do. When I get the blanks back from the engraver, it'll say 316T for 316 Tribute Arc Lantern, Camp Wounded Dog Workshop. I'm having him make me 15 of these to start out with. They're going to go in this holder. I had my machine shop make this up for me. It's a drill guide. These holes and the spacing is exactly the same as on the original Coleman Arc Lantern. So I wanted to keep that tradition. So I'll put the blanks in here, secure this, secure it with screws, and then each one of these holes has to be drilled out. There's 135 of these holes. So once they're drilled out, it's going to look something like this. Alright, they're going to be polished and nice and bright, but it'll say 316 Arc Lantern. I'm still a little out of breath from my surgery, so bear with me. This is how I'm going to share more with you about how this is done than I have with anybody else, because I'm really kind of excited about doing your lantern because it's the first one of the series that I'm really happy with. This has to be bent and secured in such a manner that it stays put. This particular style crimp, I don't know if you can see it or not, is proprietary to the old original Coleman Arc Lanterns. It took me quite a while to come up with the correct tooling to be able to make this crimp. What it is there's a particular vice grip which I've cut a groove in to give me the depth for half the crimp. Oh, I gotta tighten this up a little. See how that bends that into a lip? And on this side, it's just the opposite. Then I have to close this up a little bit before I try to make the circle. I don't know where my hammer is. Anyway, we bend this around to form. I'm going to see if I can hand bend this. And these two crimps interlock. Once they're interlocked, I have a pair of vice grips that has a groove in it that's the exact same dimension as the crimp. So I go down and I crimp this, and once it's crimped, I put it in a round anvil and I tap it down. So that's what we're waiting for on your lantern, is to get these blanks back so I can make the collar. The first 10 that I did are not badged. They don't, it's just a plain old collar, but this is going to be important because it's going to say 316T Arc Lantern Camp Wounded Dog Workshop, which will identify it. Now you're a young enough guy, so if you hang on to your lantern for a while, I'm sure that down the road these are going to appreciate in value because there's going to be a limited number, only 50 of them made. They will be identified as collectible by their serial number. I'm doing this because I love lanterns. And I also, to be honest, I also want to make some money on this project. But the real core is I want my passion for lanterns to live beyond me. You know, 50 years from now, I'd like somebody to pick up one of my lanterns and say, oh yeah, that's one of Bruce Kuda's 316 lanterns. He only did 50 of them, and I got one. So I'm hoping that the value on these is going to appreciate. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to check with my engraver on Monday and see if he's got those blanks. If he's got the blanks done, hopefully within a day or two, I'll have your lantern completed. I've got all the parts made for your lantern. It's just a matter of assembling everything, and I can't assemble it until I have that collar. But that's where we're at. Oh yeah, and the collar will be nickel plated. This is just the raw copper, but on the finished it'll be nickel plated, nice bright nickel like on this one. This one is number 6 in the first series. As I said, yours is going to be number 11, which will be the first one in the series of the remaining 50. I think you're going to love this a lot, and I'm excited about getting it done and shipping it out to you. Alright, so that's where we're at. Just want to let you know that things are progressing. And I appreciate your business and your patience. I know you've been waiting for this thing, and please be a little more patient with me, and you're going to love this. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Bye.